got my Anya shirt on for Manga Monthly today. Hello, this is Sarah, and today I'm going to talk about all of the manga that I have read in the month of June. Funny enough, I'm wearing Spy Family, but I didn't actually read any Spy Family this month. It's alright, we got other stuff to talk about. I will go ahead and knock out the big thing that I reread, skimmed through. I read through about 3, maybe 4, I didn't actually pay attention, volumes of Black Clover. This was entirely a reread. I read up to volume 16. I think I read 13, 14, 15. I might have read 12, 13, 14, 15, but I was trying to find where I was at in Black Clover and I couldn't remember, so I just picked a number on the Viz app and started to read. And so that would cover the last half of the training arc with Cisleon, which she is one of my favorite characters. That was the latter half of that training arc where they're at the volcano, and then moving on into the Royal Knights training in the first mission where they go into the headquarters of the Eyes group. And then this is also the section where Henry comes out of the Black Clover's hideout. I love him. He is precious and I love him. And we get a lot, like I said, of Siciliana, Marileona. I absolutely love her. I always say her name wrong. I hope I just said that right. She is one of my favorite characters. No one tell me that she dies later. That's just gonna wreck me when it happens, and we're all okay with that. But I did get back to where I was in Black Clover, so expect to see a lot more of that next month. I had to find where I was because I realized halfway through the month I didn't actually know where I was in Black Clover. It'd been so long, so I just reread some volumes and got back to where I was meant to be. Another shonen manga. I read the second volume of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is Phantom Blood Part 1, Phantom Blood Volume 2. I don't know if I'm getting the title right. This is still in the first generation, so with Joseph and Dio. This volume is what I affectionately call the let's collect some friends volume. So Dio has killed his adoptive father and Joseph is now kind of hunting him down, sort of. He is learning how to master his breathing to, execute strikes. He fights a guy without spilling wine. We start to get new characters. Dio gets some henchmen, starts working with Jack the Ripper, that sort of stuff, and so does Joseph. So this was better than volume 1, and we're starting to get to some of the ridiculousness, but it's still not quite the most intriguing. I am a lot more excited. The further the series goes, the more excited I'm getting because I know what's coming. I will say we got our first ridiculous JoJo pose, and I'll try to put an image of what I mean here, like the whole back bent hand in a dramatic position in a shot. I think it was Joseph actually made the pose and I cracked up. Dio has done it a few times, but this was like the first like standout moment where I was like, this is definitely JoJo. Like, it was just the pose, right? A lot of JoJo fans know the pose, and it was one of those, and that made me very happy. I think that is all of the shonen manga that I have read this month. Everything else is going to be shoujo or somewhere in that area. I read the entire After Hours series. I think it's completed. I don't think there's any more coming, and that's volumes 1, 2, and 3. This is a story about Emmy and Kay, and they are 2 girls who meet at a club and they start a romance, but also we learn about like the DJ, VJ scene in Japan, the underground pop-up concerts sort of idea. I didn't know anything about this. In fact, I didn't really know it was that much of a scene. There was this whole subculture around it. Like, I'm not surprised. I shouldn't be. I had just never given it any thought. And this was absolutely fascinating to read for that reason, because it was something I had never given any thought, and it really looks at that. And it really also takes a deep dive on these characters and like their personalities and their backstories. It was very realistic to what a relationship might be like. And the ending, while kind of sad, also felt fairly realistic. So I really enjoyed this. It's probably one I'm going to remember mainly for that sort of setting and the culture that it explored, that niche little culture with the music. The romance was okay. It wasn't super integral to the plot, I don't think. I think it was more focused on that DJing and VJing, and I really liked that. So if it's something you're looking for, like light romance with an interesting setting, with interesting topic it covers, this is a really short little manga series that you could pick up. It's on the Viz app as well, so if you're a subscriber, it's on there to read as much of it as you want. I think they just finished uploading the whole thing to the app. I could be wrong. Like I said, I finished it this month and it was just 3 volumes. There wasn't anything else, but I will double check and update later if I see more come up. In stuff that is not finished, I read the 3rd volume of Ladies on Top. That was the first thing I read this month. I finished the 2nd volume last month and realized the 3rd volume came out the next week. So it just came out in June, I think. So I went ahead and picked it up. I'm really loving where the story is going. They're really starting to explore their relationship and what they want from each other, especially in the bedroom. And there is this volume introduced like oh no, there's a competitor for Mizuki's affections. Maybe somebody is into Mizuki, but Shinomiya is having to like, hey, that's my girlfriend, back up. It was cute. It wasn't too dramatic. I enjoyed it. We're getting a few side characters introduced that I'm really excited about. So this is an ongoing series I'm really enjoying. If you like the more adult manga with good actual stories, this is one I recommend. I read 3 and 4 of The King's Beast. I have every intention of reading 5 as soon as I have quiet time. But I am really still loving this. This series is not nearly as dramatic in these 2 volumes. So the first 2 volumes, I was like, this is so fun because there's so much drama. It's certainly less drama now and a lot more cute. It's gotten very cute as we meet all the different princes and their companions. And I'm starting to really wonder who the hell killed her brother and like, who's the bad guy? I know it's only the 4th volume and there's not that many volumes out. There's at least 4 or 5 more. So there's definitely going to be like development later, but like it got really cute and fun, which is not a complaint from me. Not a complaint, just it's not as dramatic as it was. We had a competition in this one, and then we had a duel. Someone tried to take her away from the prince. Things like that. It was very good though. I liked both of these volumes. They gave me the warm fuzzies at several points. So always a win there, and the artwork continues to be wonderful. I will probably, so far, if I get to volume 5 and finish it and really love it, I may start buying these for my shelves because they are very pretty and I can see myself rereading this series. So still loving that one. The last thing I have to talk about, this is going to be a short video. I have been bulk filming today, so I am like punching this stuff out. The last thing I have to talk about is Imakoi. So a funny story about Imakoi before I describe, I read volumes 3 and 4, so before I talk about them, I was laying in bed reading and my husband asked me, what are you reading? And I said, I'm reading Imakoi. And he looked at me funny and he said, is it about a fish? And I didn't realize Imakoi is I-M-A-K-O-I. He thought I was saying emo koi, like the fish, like an emo koi, you know, dramatic hair flip fish. It's silly, but it's so funny. So we were out shopping this weekend and I saw a volume and I was like, look, Jeff, it's the emo fish book. I'm terrible. It's a terrible joke, but I thought it was a funny story. Volumes 3 and 4. I continue to love this series very, very, very much. This is my favorite ongoing series right now. Satomi and Yagyu, I need to look up how to say his name, are absolutely precious in every possible way. The last chapter I read, I think, was the end of volume 4 or somewhere in there. It may not have been the last chapter I read, but the last one I remember reading off the top of my head was the Valentine's Day stuff where she made him the chocolate cake with his face on it, and I giggled so much. I giggled. It made me kick my little heels. This is a series about after the confession, like what happens after you confess your love for someone. How does the relationship develop? And these two are, you know, pursuing a relationship with each other. They're in high school and it's just, they're so stinking precious and I love it. This is also a newer series. There are chapters within it where she talks about writing it during COVID, and it's very interesting, the little excerpts that she talks about there. But yes, 3 and 4 continue to be fantastic. My contact is acting up on me again, and I definitely recommend if you like, you know, romance, sweet manga at all. I think that is everything. I tried to, excuse me. Apologies. I tried to write all this down before I sat down to film. I didn't read a ton of manga this month, but I read enough that I wanted to talk about it so that I didn't have a very long wrap up for next month with 2 months worth of reading. The plans for next month are more Black Clover, obviously. I have to find out what happens because they're fighting that guy who duplicates magic. It's a lot. And I really want to know what's going on. So more Black Clover. I will be reading more The King's Beast and more Imakoi, obviously. I have some new light novels. So I got Remnants of Filth for my birthday. So I will probably read this. I think I'm actually going to read this for Summerween as one of my Summerween prompts. It's on the list. And I also want to read the second Heaven Official's Blessing and Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. I think those are all right here. So I do want to try and emphasize my light novel reading this month. I know I've said that a few times and I haven't read many lately. And I have several Demon Slayer. I have both Demon Slayer light novels. I need to buy the third one. It just came out, I think, today. So I need to read through those. So hopefully more light novels next month. We'll see. I'm putting myself in a little bit of a book buying ban. I'm trying to read through what I own. So fingers crossed we will see more of those next month. But, you know, I'm a mood reader. We'll see what happens. I could just tell you for sure that those series, Imakoi, The King's Beast, and Black Clover will definitely be in next month. And JoJo. I am excited about JoJo. And my husband is very excited about me reading JoJo. So look forward to that. If you're interested, let me know what you would recommend as far as manga down below. I will talk to you guys again next month for manga. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you then. Bye.